Hey everyone, let's unbox and take a look at the Coast Guard helicopter by LEGO City. This is set number 60503, contains 551 pieces. Retails for $64.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. Thank you, LEGO. And yes, I'm finally getting to this one now. But it looks like we got ourselves an awesome helicopter with a dinghy. Looks like somebody got stranded or their boat sank, so they had to put up the inflatable raft. And just my first impression, it's like we're going to be in for a decent build. And it looks like we got ourselves 4 minifigures. Even better. And here's the back of the box with the various actions. So it looks like maybe the landing gear comes down or the winch. This thing probably spins. And yeah, it pretty much does what a typical helicopter does. And maybe we get a shark included, but yeah, I'm kind of interested about that. That looks kind of fun. And yeah, this box, it's just giving me, let's build this one. Well, before we can build this set, we're going to have to unbox it first and go on a helicopter ride. Oh, I already see loose parts in there. That's not looking too good already. And let's see what we have here. I got a few of these, like the rear to an airplane or a helicopter. We got ourselves a chassis piece floating at the bottom of the thing. Several numbered bags, and I'm glad to see LEGO does numbered bags. Here's the front part. Well, Jay, they do that in all the sets. Well, older sets they did not. You had to just go through and dump them all in a big pile. Yeah, it looks like this one here is a 5-bag special. 5 bags is usually common for a city set, so that's even better. And where I've already scanned it before you got a hold of it. And yeah, well, does it come with the Brick Separator? Because I know some people are interested in that. And indeed, this one does come with it, and that's all the parts you get here. Not too bad at all. There's more parts. Looks like LEGO's using its standby white color again. Now, let's see here. Now, I always like to take a look and see what we have in here. And yeah, I've already done pretty much every one of these except for the ship. I have that one. Every one of these I've done. I'm almost got all through my city backlog. And yeah, just by first impressions, looks like we're going to be in for a treat. And I'm hoping those are printed because I didn't see any stickers in here, which is even better. Disclaimer! These videos are just merely my notes and not to be construed or considered as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. But I will try my best to cover every angle as possible, and if there's a rough spot in the set we have to work through, well, we'll see if I can do that correctly without messing up. Also, all opinions and commentary, stories are of my work and my work alone, with the exception of me telling you that LEGO had provided me with this set. So LEGO's very kind, they don't give me a script to read. So all the wording here is of my own works. And in addition to these just being fun videos, don't take them seriously. Some have done that, I don't know why. These are just merely for fun. This is just a hobby of mine. And I may mispronounce names or not know what something is. You know, kindly correct me. Constructive criticism is welcome, but rude, vulgar, nasty comments, they're just not going to float on this channel. Just don't do it. Okay, so for the build preview, this is going to be a 2-part installment series. I'm thinking of doing bags 1, 2, and 3 in the first installment, and 4 and 5 in the review in the second installment. So we're going to see if there's a good place as any to take a break here. And when you're building a LEGO set, just take your time. And I always recommend that. You don't need to rush through it. And this one doesn't have really any way of knowing what pages we're on here. So I think I'm just going to do that, because there's no way I could do this all in one sitting, because I'd go stir crazy. Well, we know where 5's at. Let's see here. And this set here, I mean, it looks interesting on the box. I'm not really into aircrafts all that much, but this might be a good basis to build maybe a tourist helicopter. And yeah, let's see if I can find it here. I'm just seeing what we have here, because this is where we're going to start at. So yeah, it's about halfway. So I think bags 1, 2, and 3 are probably the smallest one. It does come with the Brick Separator, that's even better. And looks like we're ready to go here, because I got some stories to tell today. I had a very rough, interesting week, but I managed to get all that done. So, well, let's just get into the gist of things. Okay, what better place to start is with bag 1. Let's build it. And so it begins. Alright. So we're going to be doing the minifigure in the shark. This is probably the guy that's stranded. Let's get everything kind of set up here, and I got a house full of people today. Sometimes I wish I could work on the weekends and take the weekdays off. Everybody now is starting to come down with that flu that I had, which wasn't fun. And of course, staying up all night playing video games and smoking doesn't help out much, does it? So that's the center right there. Let me kind of get everything tipped for you here. Get my laser right on there. We're ready to go here. And I even got the ring light going. I got to set everything up. It takes me a while. So I've had a very rough week today. And you know how Mondays are. They're just typical meetings and stuff like that. There's the shark. Ooh, dropping the merchandise. At least I know he's not a shark, not a whale. And then now we got to do the minifigure. Yeah, so Mondays were just kind of terrible, but I found out Monday I have to go out of town for a business trip. I forgot to put the life jacket on. So I will be spending my birthday not at the beach. I'm at the beach, but I'm not at the beach, as I will be spending it work-related stuff. And then 2, then I'm going to take a partial vacation, which means after I'm done with work, that's when vacation begins. So it's a workcation. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll be gone for a few days for that. So that's not too fun, but that is how it goes. And this is our minifigure here. This is the one, I guess, is stranded inside the dinghy. Not too bad, huh? With the life jacket, you're going to need that. Okay, now we're doing the dinghy. And that wasn't too bad. Tuesday, it was just a typical day for me. Wednesday, I finally got me a new phone, because my phone was just had it. I changed carriers, see if I can get a better deal. I didn't really get a better deal, but they had a thing for free phones, supposedly free. So I ended up jumping on that. I contacted my current provider, and they would not give me an upgraded phone. So I said, okay, and then it just left. So that right there was a nightmare in itself. So I got me a new phone. I couldn't activate it because I didn't know my PIN number. I was down at this place. The salesman told me, hey, I can't do any more to help you. He kind of shooed me off when I couldn't give him the PIN number. And I even apologized, but apparently that wasn't enough. So I went home and activated the phone myself because I had everything here at the house. I never apparently set a PIN number with my old carrier. So if you ever get in that situation, make sure you have all your ducks in a row. Well, we don't need that. Yeah, so I managed to get that all done. And that took probably about an hour and a half in total time to get this new phone set up. I hadn't even got the voicemail done. So, and there were more. This kid was like, I can't help anymore, dude. I can't do anymore. You're going to have to go do this, this, and that. And I just thought, well, probably what I get for going through more of a self-service thing. So I was like, oh, I hope you're not earning a commission. Well, this little life raft is pretty interesting, actually. Well, how that ends up pretty good there. Yeah, I missed the days that I used to film and it was quiet here. It's not like that anymore. But I got that all taken care of. What is this? The life raft's got a leak in it? I've got water already in here. Yeah, so I took care of the phone thing. I got an iPhone 17, so I got that done. I got to make sure I have the Apple Care and stuff on that, because for new phones I like to make sure they're insured. That's always a good thing. Anything I hold in my hand I want insurance for. But I think I have to set that up on my own too. So yeah, you get what you paid for, right? But yeah, so the phone has been taken care of. And then now, I'm not sure which way it goes. I don't think it matters. But let's leave the blue here. Yeah, because that's where the blue's at, right there. I don't know how critical it is. So, Thursday, I had to go to Living Hell, known as the DMV. And let's just say the night before, I could not sleep because I knew what I was going to have to go through at the DMV. If you have a vision impairment, yeah, you know exactly how much fun it's going to be. Well, I have to happily say that I passed. So I'm able to drive a car for another 5 years. Not 2 years, but 5 years, so it's even better. So I went in there, I got up early, I had an appointment already set up at the DMV. And I got up there probably 10 minutes early, walked right on in, asked the security guard. You can tell that she wasn't there, but I don't know if that was Linda or not, the one everybody told me. She just told me what line to go in, and I told her thank you, went in there. Got to make 4 of these. Went in there, got my number. The lady seemed like she was having a rough day, so I just kind of blew her off. So I waited about maybe 30 minutes. Then I got up to the window to, hand in my paperwork for the real ID and stuff, which I didn't like doing, but I had to do it. And I told Leah, I said, I have very bad anxiety. Just make this a pleasant trip for me and stuff like that. And she was very friendly. I mean, good morning, ma'am. She was like, good morning, how are you? And I said, pretty good. I mean, it was like I was going to a grocery store or something. This lady wasn't even sour at all. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm at the right place. But this DMV has been known for kind people there working. So yeah, it's not too bad. So I went in there, did that. Got all that going, did my thumbprint. And then it comes time for the vision test. And I thought, oh, God, here we go. Her eye chart was right behind her desk at eye level. Wasn't hanging on the ceiling like most DMVs. I read that thing on without making one mistake. So going to my eye doctor, going through a thorough exam did help big time. Big time. And so I survived, I was worried. So I got my picture taken and stuff like that. And me and this gal were just sitting there just talking. One of the employees there, and she was not that angry like I thought she would be. Even the gal taking my picture, she was very talkative. So what does that tell you? This DMV here, they got better customer service. And I let them know that, hey, this is about the friendliest one, because the one that's closer to my house, they're rude. You can tell they don't like working there. And that's what we've done with the dinghy so far. And I got to go check on a video. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Looks like now we're focusing on the sides. But back to the DMV stuff, though. I survived, and that's, if you've always heard that term, hell on earth. Yeah, that's hell on earth, but I managed to, ooh, that's printed. I'll take a closer look at this when I get this done here, because I got to make 4 of these. So yeah, I survived that, but when I got done with the vision and stuff like that, I just calmly walked out of there, and that's a nice piece. And right when I got to my car, I was happy. Or so I thought. I thought, oh man, I'm glad I got out of there. Oh, we got to make 2 of these, not 4. So I survived that, and that's where the easiness ended. Because when I got in my car and I was ready to leave, it would not start. The battery got fried, literally. So I had to wait for the tow truck to come out there. Told him to bring me a new battery. I said I know the battery was getting kind of tired. So got a new battery in the car, so that cost me about $200, but that was quite all right. Breaking down at the DMV parking lot. Hey, nothing could ruin my day anymore because I was happy to get my license, and now we got to do the sides for the plain ones. So I was happy I got out of there in one piece, though. The one I go to usually is closer to the house, but they're rude over there, so I try to avoid them like the plague. So the only restrictions I have on my license is I gotta wear corrective lenses, which I don't care. And since I have a new pair of glasses now, things like I'm sitting there just thinking, oh, that light's red, and I'm still a long ways away from it. So I'm still trying to get used to the new glasses. That just tells you how bad my vision has degraded over the years. Degraded, yeah. But it just depends on the DMV you go to. And I found out something very interesting. If you're dyslexic, you have to read all the letters in an order. I asked the lady, if I make a mistake, do I get a second chance? She goes, no. She goes, just sit down, take a deep breath, and take your time. I did just that and didn't miss any letters. So if you're going through the same situation as I am, take a deep breath and just take your merry little time. So I did just that. I'm so happy that I didn't have to worry about failing. So I was really worried because the night before I did not sleep well at all. Looks like we're putting accessories in. It looks like we got ourselves maybe a flare or something. The other one's a radio. So yeah, vision impairments and driving. You know, here's the deal, guys and gals. Fight your way. If you're in my boat, yeah, fight your way. That's the only way to get around it. Okay, now it looks like we're putting together the top here. All right. Well, that's going to be hard to get that out of there. You may have to stick a cross axle if you ever want to separate that. So, you know, having a vision problem and trying to do a daily task, it depends on the severity. Yeah. Ooh. Good luck with that. And yeah, so I survived. I survived. So if you have the same problems as I do, just take your time and have a game plan. But I had all my documents. I had paper clips, which I was kind of angry because the lady kept my pretty green paper clip, but you know. Yeah. Okay, now we're putting together the sides. So I had all my paperwork color coded. I did not hand her the form about my eye doctor, because my eye doctor said I could safely drive a car. So yeah, I went in there and aced the eye exam and all that stuff. So it pays to just take it easy. And once I got out of there, that's when my stress level dropped. Matter of fact, I think I slept about 8 hours today because of the sensory issues that I had to experience yesterday, because that was not a fun place. Although they did make my experience pleasant, so I will be most likely going back to that DMV except for the one closer to the house. Yeah, so that's that. But while I forgot to put that tile on there. My bad, I didn't mean to deprive you. There was one guy in there that was arguing with one of those people in there. He was mad because he had to take a written test because I heard the lady clear as day. Well, you have several moving violations and you have a prior DUI, and I just thought, yep, and you guys keep giving them back their license. You're going to have to take a written test. This guy was arguing with her, why do I have to do that now? Because they pulled up your driving history. That's why. Oh, wow, that's pretty seamless there. I mean, we got some gaps, but oh, man, that's not too bad for what this is. Yeah, I like these. I never would have figured using them for this. Oh, you know what this would be perfect for? If you can flatten out the bottom, a dome tint. This would be perfect for a dome tint. I mean, why not? Just have one of these open somehow, make an arch here. Perfect dome tint. So we got the life raft, and he can go in there and stuff like that. It's a dome tint. I mean, that's it. And then we got the shark here. Kind of reminds me of a movie that I watched a while back, and that could be another story right there. Let me pick all these parts up here. And that's what I have remaining for bag 1. Not too bad at all. Okay, now we're moving on to bag 2, and it looks like we're starting part of the helicopter. And yeah, so guys and gals, just follow the rules of the road. If you have a vision problem, it makes it worse. I have a friend of mine, he's already on his 6th DUI already. And he keeps getting his license suspended. And you know, the sad thing is, like, out here in California, it's like $40-something, $46 for a license. He had to pay like $130 or something to reinstate his, and I thought, dude, that's the price to pay to be a bad boy. We're going to do our figures next. And you'll need all these extra parts here too, so we'll need those. So yeah, just, you know, make it easy. But I know the lady pulled up my driving record. She goes, "Oh, you have a perfect driving record." I'm like, yeah. I said, that's because I follow the rules, you know. I don't go out there and drive like a maniac. But hey, I'm happy I got that headache done. It wasn't as bad as I thought, so I survived. I put the visor on backwards. Whoopsie. This is more like what you use for well, you know, maybe he's a helicopter. They did wear those. And there he is right there. Not too bad. Okay. Now we got to tackle that. So we need the chassis. This is Lego math for you. So anyways, though, I survived that. Now I got to plan for a business trip. Yeah, so you think you run your own business. You don't have to do that. You can give it off to, hand the work off to somebody else. No, 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 no. I still have to do the boring work, too. So, yeah, well, that's just how it is. Yeah, I think just doing 2 installments on these are not too bad. I don't want to keep you guys here for hours on end. Yeah, so far this is not a bad build. I mean, it looked interesting on the box, so we'll see what we got here. And yeah, I think I forgot to mention today is the 13th of March 2026, and it's Friday the 13th. You know, if you're superstitious, you may not want to watch this video. I don't know what date it'll be published, though. So yeah, every time I get one headache out of the way, I got like 5 or 6 more that I have to deal with. So yeah, it's not fun. That's that new dark orange. I think that, or it's reddish orange. Yeah, everybody here's got bad allergies, and everybody's starting to come down with the cold already, and I'm just like, oh no. Nobody wants to get their flu shots. I hated getting mine, but I did it. I wasn't gonna risk it, not even for the brisket. Looks like now we're putting these here. So yeah, now I'm getting back into building stuff. I got to finish hanging up my outdoor lights. I did find that black piece of paper, I think. I've been thinking about doing some new stuff for the review table. I found the stuff that I had bought originally because I want to put a light underneath this so it shines through the top of the table, so we don't get these dark shadows down here. So I got to figure out how I'm going to put that together. And yeah, pretty much that's what it is. I'm going to be enjoying my birthday festivities while at work, and in the evening time, the girl and I are going to be doing some fun stuff. We're going to go see the town and stuff like that. We're going to be going to the big city of Morro Bay, California, because I got a meeting over there. So, yeah. So, that's not too bad. I could have made the trip in a day and come back home, but I figured why not, because I got to be back down there the next day. So I'll stay the night there. Well, instead of just staying a night, I'm just going to stay 2 nights there as a company trip and be done with it. Yep. No lazy time for Jay. Gotta do the work, gotta do boring stuff, do the chores. If you're a kid watching this, you're lucky you don't have to do that stuff. No, I gotta do the boring things. It's like getting vegetables with no dessert. Sometimes I prefer vegetables over dessert, but sometimes you gotta have something yummy. But yeah, and I did read some comments. I'm going to pull those up. I got to get another tablet for that, though. I may do that in the last installment. There's actually some comments that I want to read, though. One of them I do remember from Brick that you like watching anime too. Dude, I'm getting into that stuff. I don't know what it is. I thought in a million years, like, I'll never watch this stuff, but actually, I've been watching it longer than I thought, and I guess some people can say I'm kind of like a closet anime watcher, but I talk about it here. Why, I don't know. It's just something to relax to and watch, not have to deal with drama in everyday life and stuff. So, yeah. So I finally got done with Season 2 of ReZero. And so I've done that. I watched the movies. They were okay. I'm not going to talk about anything. I don't want to have any spoilers here for you guys. But it's not too bad. Your mileage may vary. I'm getting into what is it called? Oh, I can't remember. I think it was High School Walking Dead or something like that. High School of the Dead. I'm getting into that anime right now. So it's... I think it's based off of their manga series. So I'm just watching that to kind of get away from the news, because every time I turn on the TV, it's more bad stuff. But I'm like, well, at least it's something else other than that. Yeah, not too bad at all. Okay, and we're moving on to, looks like maybe the rear portion of the craft. This could be the front portion. Ooh, yeah, so in a million years, I never thought I'd ever get into anime. It's not that bad. I used to kind of like, okay, you're watching that, why? What am I doing? I'm doing the same thing, so I don't criticize people for watching that stuff, because if I'm doing it, obviously somebody else is. Yeah, so I did get some rude comments, mainly on the main channel, not on here so much. Maybe I did get a few on here. About that education set, the one with the whale. I first thought it was a shark. Yeah, okay, yeah, I made a mistake. It happens. Ooh. I don't mind if I get more of those. I got a few of them already. Be good for like a lifeguard station. And yeah, just don't be rude, you know, just don't. I mean, it's like when I was at the DMV, I was thinking of all the miserable things I can say to those people, because I didn't want to go down there, but I didn't want to be known as that guy. And two, it's those camera phones everybody's carrying. I don't want to make a scene and then find myself on TikTok or something. So I didn't do that. But yes, I survived. I got the miserable week out of the way just to get more miserable stuff. But hey, you know what? Not too bad. Alright, so I think this is the front portion of the helicopter. This is obviously the rear piece. Unless it's like that, which I doubt it. Yeah, so stay open. Don't close. Well, that's not supposed to fit in there. Oh, wait a minute. I almost messed up. There's supposed to be clips in there. But anyways, though, I'm not doing a whole lot in terms of Lego tutorials right now, because I had no free time to even get to filming any tutorials, and I need to get the reviews done quickly. There's a couple of sets that I really want to get into, like the Pokemon sets, so I haven't even gotten to those yet. And right now, with a full-time career, a backlog of work, and then family stuff, stuff that I have to partake in. I just don't have the free time anymore. So that's, you know, that kind of thing. So, but I do have some comments I want to read though when we get to the second half or the third portion of the video, and then I will read those off with the respective names as best as I can. Because the whole goal about this channel is to keep it real. One of you did comment, says, I like your content better than the bigger YouTubers. You should keep everything real. Why not? You know, here's the deal. I'm not here to sugarcoat reviews. I'm not here to lie to you. Although we're covering this up in here with these. Yeah, well, I don't know why. But I don't see the need to lie to you. If I've had someone says, Jay, I want you to lie and tell me this is the best set. Okay, I can tell you right now this is a good set. That's coming from my heart. It's not legal telling me that, but if it was a really bad set, I can't just tell you that. But your mileage will vary. But I'm having fun building this one right now. Boy, we're sure adding some wacky colors into this. So Lego has to sneak some oddball colors in here. Which breaks the monopolist of the build-up, so it's not too bad. And I've been seeing a lot of these lately. Lego, I am so happy. I'm proud of you. You're bringing out pieces that are good for vehicles. Because I would have to jumper plate that in there. This looks like we're just building the chassis. Well, we got a microphone here. I've been using these for some other projects too, but I will leave that up for your imagination to figure out. Yeah, I also got to take my truck down and have them relook at the brakes. They're squealing every time even when I'm driving, it's like squeak, 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 and the car's just acting funny. So I'm going to have to deal with that. But I'm dealing with that after I get back, because I'm not taking my truck. Yeah, that's the price to pay to have an old car. Don't forget these, Jay. Yeah, I'm not. You can tell I'm not kind of grabbing parts very well today. Okay, looks like we're doing the rear hatch here. Yeah, so I'm glad to hear that you guys and gals prefer these raw uncut videos versus this is the review. I'm going to build it and review it for you. Now, you can build along with me if you choose. You know, I mean, that's the whole goal about this. I'm starting to see a lot more of that reddish orange. Or dark orange. Wait, it goes there? But it goes like, okay, it goes like that. You can tell I'm not paying attention, but that's not where it's supposed to go, Jay. There we go. Stick the life buoy on there. Okay. And then the hatch goes in the back. Yeah, but if you're watching this, you got any animes you recommend, let me know. Looking for action, adventure, suspense, even those slice of life ones. I mean, I don't care if they have some romance in them. Just don't give me like, oh, this is a lovey-dovey one, because maybe I should just give them a whirl anyways, because you never, there might be some face slapping and hair pulling. Those are always exciting. And that's what we have remaining there for Bag 2. And so far, I have to say that I'm pleased with this build. Alright, we're going to wrap up this installment Bag 3, and I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being supporters. It's always a big help, because that gives me a chance to take some time off. And ooh, I like that right there. Printed and everything. And in addition to that, I thank you for checking out my Rebrickable profile and downloading building guides, because that's also a way to get to support me too, is through my I guess you can call it my merch line. So at least you get to take something home. And if you like this style of content, or you like hearing me rant and ramble and all that stuff, I appreciate you lending an ear, taking your time to comment, like, and subscribe, even to all the haters out there. So I got the YouTube app keyed up here. I'm going to see if I can get it working as we do throughout the build. But first we got to do our minifigure. So, yeah, the whole point about... Oh, I like that right there. That'd be good for maybe a lifeguard truck or something. Coast Guard truck. Some people take this hobby seriously, like literally seriously. This is just for fun. I don't care, you know. If I make a mistake, then so be it, you know. But some people take what I say very seriously on here, and if they take it seriously, that's their loss, you know. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because I got to read some comments here. Not too bad at all. So she is done. And we're going to be heading back to that. Okay. Some of you notice I take spaces in between. That's just to give me an index to index the build. And yeah, so one of the comments, if they're bad, I'm not going to mention the names. Because if I don't, you know, I'm sorry, but it didn't stick out as a spotlight thing. But one of the comments is like, what did this guy say here? My goodness, man, it's a whale. Dude, I don't know what these creatures are in these sets. Just have fun with it. If I mispronounce something, just be kind about it. And if you're just kind of giving me that attitude, I'll just ignore you. I may call this a spaceship or a boat, and somebody will correct me. I mean, you know, it's fine, but if you're going to throw an attitude, I'll probably just not even acknowledge you. So I acknowledged you now because that just shows you the kind of comments I get. And yeah, but Brickbird, yeah, I already read your comment, Brickbird, about anime and stuff. And, you know, like, I grew up in a different time. Guys didn't watch that stuff. Well, today now things are more flexible now, so it's okay. Guys can get away with it. Especially when they're collecting Hatsune Miku merch. So yeah. We ain't even going. Let's see here. Mine ain't going on. And I got some... Let me see if I can get into the comments in here. This is going to take me a while. There was one that I wanted to read here. I guess I can't select all the comments in here. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out... Oh, view all. Okay, found it. Just bear with me here. Yeah, I'm back. I'm still here. The thing about my content is I don't filter these. I don't script them. Everything is ad lib. I find that to be a lot better video than just the speed build with some, you know, some lame piano music. Because for me, the whole point about these is just like we're building with a friend, like we're all sitting at the kitchen table and just doing this stuff for fun. I'm going to turn off unresponded because there was some here that I read here. Jay, you are my top 10 favorite YouTubers ever, and this is from San Rob. Thank you, I appreciate that. The top YouTubers. I try to be everybody's top, but sometimes it's just hard to try to be you know, there's a word for it. I'm not thinking today. It's hard to try to be number one, but I'm going to focus on just being me. That's a lot better. This popularity stuff is kind of overrated. Well, we got a lot of these for water. I'm getting to the comments eventually. I'm just seeing what we got here. Somebody had asked if the wrench was operational. Yes, it is. I'm trying to find the... Oh yeah, here's the brick bar. Okay, anime is awesome. And yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I don't know why some of these guys on YouTube don't go on and just make these more like just fun sessions instead of just, you know... And I don't want to make my YouTube channel all about me. I think that's how the lights are supposed to go on. Yeah, I got a kid here right now, and he's burping up a storm. So maybe we'll get some colorful commentary out of that, too. But, So we're using a regular hood piece in here. Okay, I was wondering what that's for, but those are for the lights to stick out through. Alright, not too bad. No, go back into view all. Did it reset all my parameters? Of course it did. And let's see here, as it were, I've already got with it's called a whale. Hello, it's a whale, not a shark. Guys, okay, at least that's more friendly here. Considering, like, yeah, and that's about it. There was one that I read. I think that was the one that says I'm the best YouTuber. One of you had commented that I keep everything real here. I don't sugarcoat videos. I don't script them. I keep it to you straight. I'm just trying to think of the comment and what video it was on. And that's the whole goal. I'm trying to keep these as raw as I can. You know, I don't lie. You know, like this set here, I know somebody's not going to be interested in it. And it looked interesting on the box, but looks can be deceiving, and we've already proven that a few times. But something like this, though, I'm actually enjoying building. So yeah, I can, at least here I can tell you to your face, so to speak, that I'm enjoying the build. But dude, I did read your comment about I keep it real. I'm just trying to figure out your name. YouTube back in the day used to send us emails on comments, and for some reason, just like with everything else, they took that feature away. Alright, we got a compass here. Let me see if I can get that in. I'm going to try to get it where it just faces north. And then we'll take a closer look at that before I install it. So you're getting a good high-end build here. And by the way, the sets all start off at a 10. I'm going to say right now this thing is still at a 10. I'm not getting any flakiness. And yeah, I think we're doing good here with this. I don't feel like I'm just building some junk set. Now we got to put the sides on here. I'm trying to get to your name, dude. I gotta also film too. That's why I don't hold live chats on doing these, because there's no way I'd be able to keep up with the live chat and build at the same time. I've been in some chat rooms where the host will ignore the audience because he's more focused on the build. If I ever decide to do a face video, it will be just that. I just sit in front of the camera and just talk to you guys, and we'll just shoot the breeze for about an hour or so, and then that'll be it. And just move over to Discord or something afterwards. Yeah, like I said, I like to keep this channel as openly real as I can. Okay, and let's see here. You know what? It is so hard to do this stuff on the iPad. Next time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take screenshots of the emails or the messages I get for the message spotlight hour or something. They will call it something like that. Yeah, sometimes that happens, but I do remember your comment, dude. But I appreciate it though, and I keep everything real here. Jay, why don't you come better prepared? Well, sometimes the iPad has other arrangements and it likes to glitch and spaz out, so yeah, we'll blame the iPad for my failures. And I just remembered something. I have a stopwatch going right now, and I got to pull that up. Okay, and then after this, I got to go check on my video. But yeah, where am I at here? So I'm still kind of brain dead from the DMV stuff, but at least now I survived. I'm done for 5 more years. Hopefully they don't call me. I've only had to renew my license online one time, which kind of stinks. I just told the lady, I said, I want to renew it online. Save me some time. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. And let's see here. Yeah, so far I'm going to say that, okay, they do want the forks in here. I was looking at that thinking, what are we doing? For a set like this, this is more like a clutter item for your city to put on your beach. It's a little monstrous for a beach theme, but just I'm sure if you got a big enough city, you can find a place to plant this booger. Yeah. Okay, we're working right in here now. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's kind of sad to see somebody taking these videos so seriously and cussing me out. And I think that's probably the second time I got chewed out on an educational set. That's why you notice there's certain themes that I won't touch. I haven't got chewed out on the Pokemon sets, but all I've done so far was the promos. I haven't got to the big builds yet. I'll get to those eventually. I promise. Okay, so the binoculars go here on this clip. Ooh, can I get that in with my big bony hands? Yeah, I can right there. Alrighty, we got a window frame. It shows that these holes are like this. I don't know if that's critical or not, so right there. There we go. I think my nephew today is supposed to go to some kind of race meet or something. Like a NASCAR type thing. But he needs to move some of these cars off my drive because I'm kind of... It looks like I got a house full of people living here right now. I got to move some of that stuff. I only own one car. He has several cars. He's realized now that the more cars you own, the more you have to pay for insurance and registration and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I could have told you that. You don't just... It's not like buying a... It's not like buying a Hatsune Miku doll or a statue and just displaying it somewhere, and that's just it. You don't have to keep making yearly payments on it. Although I did find a large rim doll from ReZero, like a life-size doll, and I thought, some people take this anime stuff so seriously. You know what? I bet this is mirrored. Let's mirror this real quick. Rim. They have Rim and Ram. Jay, you're watching anime? Like, really? You remember the characters? Yeah, and then, what's his name? Oh god, Subaru, and Rim falls in love with him. I mean, these cartoons have got to have... Animes have to have some kind of lovey-dovey stuff in there. Okay, and then this one goes right here. Okay, that means this one here goes over here. Now, why am I doing that now? Just so I can mirror. And then we got the guard. This would be good for like the side of a tanker. That's got a nice transition there. And this one here is obviously going to say coast. Alright. But I'm glad that you and I can sit here and talk about things on YouTube and enjoy the build. Okay, we did this over here. Good. Hope I'm not confusing anyone. And yeah, that was my style intent on these anyways, is to make these as wholesome as I can without making them boring. Well, I've been told I've been boring a few times on here, so I just ignore the haters. Alright, we're getting close to the end here. Okay, now we got a medical bag. So far, it's feeling high-end, and I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't had anything crumble apart. I'm going to say this set is still at a hardcore solid 10. Now, if you got big fingers, you're obviously not going to be able to pull that out as easily. So those will just stay in there as decorations. Okay, now we're going to go back here. But I mean, I just don't want to make my channel like everybody else's. Okay, we're going to do a build and we're going to speed build through it and I'm going to review it. I mean, everybody does things differently, but I like to do things differently. All right, well, we have some extra parts here. First off, where did those go? Did I forget something somewhere? So we're going to have to go back to troubleshooting. Oh, I see where I forgot to put them at. These are supposed to go in here. So just pop that out. You know, wait. All right, so they're in there. Let's take a look. How do those go? And they go right towards inside of here. You know what? I bet these go like that. And then they fit in here. Okay, now it's not going in, so let's take a look here. This is going to be troubleshooting now. At least I don't, like I said, I don't filter these. Okay. We got to go back further now. Way back. Those are the pieces that I think I forgot. I got to take all that apart. Isn't that fun? You can see where they go right there. Whoopsie! Well, I got to wait. Okay, that's easy. We can put that back in there. Pop this guy loose and stick that in there. Now, for those who are probably going to cuss me out, I mean, here's the deal. I make mistakes in these, and I need to make a whole list of stuff that I have to say. And, you know, if anybody cusses me out over that, that's fine. I want to see somebody build a Lego set without making boo-boos. And the boo-boos are the ones that added the commentary. But I can tell which kids, even young adults, watch the scripted versions versus like this channel here where it's just raw and cut. Because most big YouTubers, they just show you the set after it's finished. They don't really tell you about their experiences. Here I'm not telling you, I'm showing you. I think these would look better like that. I think that's what they're supposed to be for. And I think that's it for this installment. I don't want to keep you guys too long today, and that's what we have remaining for the build. Yeah, and that's what we'll be doing next time. Okay, summation of thoughts, and I'm going to prepare this. And yeah, it's a very interesting build. I'm not bored with it. This is really a kind of a fun one to put together today. So we got our dinghy here. We got our the life raft, whatever you want to call it, the dinghy. And I'm going to say right now, I wouldn't say that this is a collaborative build. I think this is going to be more solo. If I have to ding off any points, it would probably be for that. But there's 4 minifigures. We're still missing one. And as you can tell, though, it's not bad for what it is. It's not bad at all. I mean, if you're looking for just something to do with the kids to stay out of the heat, because it is getting hot now, here you go. Make you feel like you're at the beach. And it's a very robust build. I hadn't had anything fall off. The instructions are easy to follow. If I forget a piece, that's my fault. So I'd say right now the set's still holding out a pretty good 10. A good 10, not a firm 10, but it's still at a 10. No scratch pieces or nothing, but I'm hoping that, you know, with this piece that's in here, I'm hoping this doesn't come in scuffed, but we already know that it is. But I'm gonna hope it doesn't. Lego can put it in its own bag. But honestly, though, if you're looking for a good thing to fill in your city, here you go. And it looks pretty good for what we've done so far. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the build, but tell me what you think.